All right, it is 1:41 a.m. Sunday morning. We're hopping on here doing severe storm coverage. We have severe storm warnings issued for portions of the coverage area, and this is a general severe storm. Let's just get right to it. Let's show high heat cooling mega Doppler. We're looking at the relative velocity, so the wind speeds here, and we're seeing 60-mile-per-hour winds as this line of storms is moving in. So right now it might be quiet in Northwest Arkansas, but a line of storms is about to be moving in. And I see the comments streaming in, but let's look at the reflectivity. Let me give you an idea of what we're looking at here. So line of storms just moving in to portions of the coverage area. So Delaware County, Adair County, seeing these storms moving in. And that yellow polygon, that is a severe storm warning. So still west of Benton and Washington County, but these storms are moving pretty quick, moving about 60 miles per hour with these storms. So pretty soon we're going to be seeing the lightning, hearing thunder. And I'm looking at the cameras and looking at Posey Mountain, looking westward. Can't see any lightning just yet, but
Now looking west or south? No, it's south.
is it south?
Oh yeah. Considering
The southwest.
the way the clouds are moving.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so still quiet across the area. Nothing, really urgent. But if you do live in Adair County, Delaware County, these storms are moving in.
Tell you what, bring up that camera. Look at the low level jet. That's what I saw when I was coming in. Clouds and the low levels are screaming. They're moving really fast. And what that does is that creates low level wind shear. And that low level wind shear can be favorable for if the line is balanced, which it appears it will be, could have QLCS tornado potential. Also, too, those low-level winds that are really increasing might indicate 0 to 3 kilometer instability is coming back, which is an ingredient that's needed for storm rotation along the line, along the leading edge.
Yes, these storms are coming in pretty quickly, and what we should probably do is do a storm track on these storms. So right now the radar's paused. Latest scan, we put into motion. You see how quickly these storms are going. They're racing in. Moving kind of southwest to northwest, maybe becoming more west-southwest, east-northeast orientation. But that's what we're looking at. Moving quickly, coming in. And I'm going to go over here and do a storm track real quick. But before we do that, I'll show you the current severe storm watch. So the whole area has a severe storm watch pretty much, except our far eastern counties. So we're looking at Northwest Arkansas, Benton, Washington, Crawford, Sebastian, up into Johnson, Madison, or Franklin, Madison, and Carroll County all have a severe storm watch from now through 7 a.m. in the morning. So it's really the worst time possible for storms is the overnight, and that's what we're seeing. But we do have some storm spotters out. I know Josh Rugger is out, and I believe Josh Myers is out too. So we'll be watching that, and I think they actually just dropped that severe storm warning. They did. Hopefully, these storms just weaken and die out, because that's kind of what that storm is doing now. We'll see if they reissue that. But as of right now, no part of the forecast area actually northern Delaware County has a severe storm warning, but just the extreme northwest fringes of the area. But the storms are moving in. We've been tracking them all day. The severe storm risk has been enlarged to encompass pretty much the whole forecast area. All hazards are on the table. Damaging winds, that is the main threat, but also a tornado threat will be there tonight. and large hail will be a factor too. So here's a wide view showing these storms just firing up, a lot of energy moving in, and we can see them moving in. So this line extends all the way from Kansas down into East Texas, and we're kind of in the middle of it. And what Dan was saying, that those low level winds are really cranking up. You can see those clouds moving in. That will kind of make the environment more conducive for severe weather. Even though right now the storms seem to be weakening, I do think the ingredients, once these storms get over northwest Arkansas, I think it might be a bit more favorable for severe weather and even rotating storms. So tornado potential will be there as well. And we can see, all right, so this is now the new day one risk. Yeah, this is for tomorrow. It's 1:48 a.m. We're doing this update live. So now the day one is showing what's forecast to happen for tomorrow. So we can't even show you the day one anymore for tonight's. But all the hazards are on the table. Let me look at what the latest storm spin track model shows. Let's see if this has changed. Got the new day one risk.
Yeah, that's changed significantly. That risk has shifted east quite a ways. And not only that, but the hatched area is gone for tornado, for the hail. So we're about to have a severe thunderstorm warning for Benton and Washington County. And this cell, we got to watch closely.
Yeah, it's kind of,
That's got
has
the look.
the reflectivity drop in the backside.
Mm-hmm. And Josh
Blowing
Rugger is
out.
headed towards Siloam Springs. So
Yeah, so this storm, we can see we have the reflectivity drop in the backside, and we've got a little bowing area right here. That's where rotation could happen, and it could spur a brief spin up tornado.
definitely. Right on the south side. Look at south of Tahlequah. That's where that balance is right there. Anywhere along that is balanced. There's no gust front that's out ahead of it. You got a reflectivity drop that's southwest of Tahlequah, and then also by, just to the east of Pegs.
Yeah.
Starting to see some lightning off to the west too.
Yeah.
Are you all mic'd up?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, so a lot of people are asking about specific towns.
60 miles per hour wind gust in Tulsa at KTUL.
Yeah, we should probably go severe on this computer here.
Oh yeah, have you not done that yet?
No. And I'll make weather 2 severe too. So we're just doing some behind the scenes stuff right now, just getting all the computers ready for coverage. But we'll show you the radar. So storms are racing in, monitoring this line. Right now, there's no severe storm warning, but I do think they will issue one for this line.
It's going to be coming soon.
Yeah.
No, Brandon did not wear the tornado tie. I contemplated it, but as of now, I'm leaving it off.
Got the iPad behind you.
Yeah, no.
Should be fully charged.
Better make sure it connects because we're having a lot of problems with it connecting.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we're gearing up. Siloam Springs. Probably see some lightning.
A lot of lightning with this activity. All right, so let's do
Yep, we can see lightning from Siloam Springs.
Oh, what's going on here?
Yeah. Right on the horizon line. Storms are still a ways away.
Northeast at 50. 50.
Yeah, so Dan's got a storm track going now, so we can take that full once he's done and give you a timing idea, specific times
Taking
for
over the next hour and a half.
yeah.
All right, so Fayetteville just about 3 o'clock, and that's what we said was going to be the time that we really have to watch. So,
Mhm.
might
Yeah, so
need to
that's the
adjust
very
that.
latest.
Just that northward a little bit. And there we go. We'll turn on the lights here when we go into severe mode. But there's a look at the very latest. Moving east northeast at about 50 miles per hour. Bentonville 230, Fayetteville 243, just before 3 o'clock in the morning. Eureka Springs at 303.
Yes, these storms are moving fast, and they're going to be in your area before you know it.
So if we look at the, unfortunately, the risk is gone now. So if we look at the day one tornado, it's going to be east of us, and there's no. If you look at what the risk is for 6Z to 12Z, which is the one that they have out right now, you would be able to see it.
We could probably get that up.
Full screen, full screen. Oh, I see why you might do that. You might do it low, so you don't have to deal with this.
That's why I did it low.
I got you. Okay, there's the newest. There's the risk. I'll bring this over here. Present. And go to. Okay, so this is the Storm Prediction Center outlook. That is essentially for, as you can see, for right now all the way till 7 a.m., which is, by the way, when the watch will expire, the severe thunderstorm watch. And notice that we are under that 2%. I'm going to bring this up full so you can see that a little bit better. There. Oh, man. What happened here? So anyways, yeah, as you can see, we got 2%. You looked at categorical, we're slight risk. We got wind damage potential, and then also hail. And that storm, let's stop the loop here. It doesn't look like it has as big of hail, but we'll watch that closely. So anyways, stop sharing that so you can see what we've got here. That's the new risk. We'll go through that here in just a bit. But let's get back to Mega Doppler here and show you that storm and that cell that we're watching closely.
So if
storm track.
If you're in Siloam Springs, next 15 minutes or 20 minutes, you'll be seeing some heavy rain. And
yeah, we'll bring up the cameras, Zach.
Yeah, we were looking at this camera earlier. We were seeing a lot of lightning off in the right on the horizon line. You can see some lightning.
It'll be a lot more now, probably. That's a tower. Set this up to 50 in case we need to do a track.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
Edit this one, tornado track, in case we use that to 50. All right.
Decatur. I was looking west.
Camping in Colcord, currently hearing lots of thunder and seeing lots of lightning. Yep. Colcord is just about ready to get it. Yeah, that's facing west. I can tell you for sure.
Look at Huntsville Middle School.
Yeah, clouds are just screaming. That's why I'm concerned about that severe weather and tornado potential, because things are starting to like ramp up right before the line comes in.
Yeah.
At the moment, Suzanne, no. Do not need to go to your shelter. It's a storm system that's coming in. It's not severe, but it's got that look where it could be severe and it could ramp up pretty quickly. And we know that these QLCS tornadoes can develop quickly too.
Yeah, I'd bring the car in the garage.
Yeah, it's not super large hail. It's typically not what you're going to see with this line. I'll tell you what, it looks like the line on the south side is pretty weak. I'm going to switch radars, Zach.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah. Very strong low level winds, though. No doubt about that. Man, those clouds are moving. That's what I was noticing too. Very strong low level jet. So if you look at some of the parameters, bet you can see the 0 to 3 kilometer cape increasing. But I don't know. Storm's kind of dying out, it looks like. So hopefully that happens. And if it continues to die out more, then these storms will just come through and bring us some much needed rain, and then everybody can go to bed pretty quick. That would be awesome.
And then wake up tomorrow early for some more storms.
Yeah, if those really happen.
Yeah, what's their
They shifted the risk now.
They
big
did.
time because they're probably looking at the models saying, "Oh, they're not developing anything."
well, I mean, we have a cold front coming in.
Mhm.
That is the forcing, and then we have, we do think the atmosphere will become destabilized for the afternoon hours.
Yeah.
So why won't there be severe weather?
Just the energy might shift it east a little bit too quick.
Yeah, there could be a cap too.
We got kept in hold today, though.
Yeah. But we're watching these storms, and
As of now, the only severe thunderstorm warning in our weather coverage area is northern Delaware County. You can see it right there.
that's not even really worth it.
Nope, because that thing kind of died out.
Yeah.
Now, see, this is something to watch right here, though. Moving into
Adair.
southwestern Adair County.
Yeah.
Here, let me pop over there. Let me look at something real quick. So if we go to the forecast tools, meso analysis. Not sure this thing. No, scoot there. It doesn't take up as much room now. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at. Of course, we have a lot of cameras and stuff like that. But what I want to do first of all is I want to show you the hourly mesoanalysis. And what this does is this allows us to essentially see what's going on with the atmospheric conditions in order to determine the severe weather potential. And so we're going to bring this up here so you can see that. I know it's zoomed out, but I'll point out some stuff that we want to look at. So first of all, there's the line, southerly winds. We want to look at multi-parameter fields, and we want to look at this. This is the 0 to 3 kilometer cape. I have to make this full screen. So the 0 to 3 kilometer cape, which doesn't show anything out ahead of it, but what's wild is that it shows it coming in dramatically,
Really
ramping up quick over time. Now, whether that actually happens remains to be seen, but those cells are looking a little more impressive as they come in. And so it's obviously something that we have to watch. But that low level instability does dramatically increase. The 0 to 3 kilometer winds are bulk shear is 35. That's plenty, 35 knots. And that's oriented basically parallel almost to the line. Not quite, but it's pretty close. But 35, you got some wiggle room, remember? More than 30 degrees, too. What I mean by that is there's your bulk shear, 30 knots, okay? And then you've got the line. And what that's saying is your horizontal rotor for your shear rotor is going to be balanced with the cold pool. Now, we actually have a very detailed graphic that will show all that, and I'll show you that here in just a little bit. But something that we're watching. And there's good reason why, because the ingredients are there for this to happen. So, first of all, you got a little bit of along the leading edge, what I call a shear boundary. You can see where the storms are more what we call shear dominant, which is north of Siloam Springs by Concord and north of Concord. And then south of that, you've got a little bit more energy where we have to watch this, where it's kind of like a broken line a little bit. So nothing super major, nothing very majorly concerning. If you look at the rotation along this line, you'll notice that it's got rotation, which is basically like a shear boundary along the leading edge of the line. So I know people are asking about the tie. I've got the big lightning tie on. That's what I got. So there's going to be some pretty impressive cloud to ground lightning strikes. And because we're saying that, let's look at the Siloam Springs camera. Nope, not the tornado one. But that doesn't mean that I can't change that in a hurry. So I'll bring up some. Let's bring up some cameras, Zach.
Yeah, there's some lightning.
Not as much as it had when it was out west.
Yeah, not nearly as much, but
Oh, you could actually see the shelf cloud rolling in. Look at that.
yeah. Looks pretty ominous.
Yep, there's the shelf cloud.
Especially, that's why at night it's just the worst time for severe weather because you can't see anything. It's hard to spot these storms, chasing them. Really dangerous. But that's what usually happens in Northwest Arkansas. These storms form west of us, and then they come into a line, and then they come over us at night. So we're used to it. But there it is.
So there goes the severe thunderstorm warning. And that's going to include parts of that cell. So we got two weather radios going off because, hey, you know what? We probably don't.
Shouldn't our automatic alerts be on?
Yeah, because it's probably not on the right one. And it's not.
Yeah, so new severe storm warning. We'll show you what that is when it pops up here.
All right. Man, the warnings take a while to show on Mega Doppler. There it is. Severe thunderstorm warning for Benton and for Washington County. So I'm going to go back to this line here, Zach. Because now we can actually see the leading edge of the line. So I'm going to move the camera around to see what we can witness. Now that's looking almost due south, and that's the line coming in. Don't see anything too menacing on that. That appears to be the kind of the shear dominant region. So I say it's slightly shear dominant over Siloam Springs.
How's Pinnacle look?
We'll look here in just a second. I just don't want to take my eyes off of that real quick.
Yeah.
Because we got a view that's really close up. Let's keep the velocity and the reflectivity on there at the same time.
Okay.
So severe thunderstorm warning for maximum wind gust of 52 knots, so just over 60 miles per hour, and no hail. So that's the hail less than a quarter inch in diameter. So it's mainly just for winds. And here comes the winds. You can see the base. Did you see that off in the distance? You can see the base a little bit better, which is what's happening near Stillwell. Now, that's going to be an area that we have to watch. So take a look at this. On the south side, you're going to see by Stillwell something that we have to watch. Right there. See it? Right there. And that was the base that we were seeing off the distance. All right, let's bring up some other cameras here. I'm going to look at some other stuff, Zach. If you want, go ahead and it's Bentonville. You got everything pointed to the west? No.
I got a few of them. Most of them should be. But yeah, these storms are moving. Trying to move west to east. Yeah, not much hail anymore. But right now we're focused on the winds and these spin up tornado, the potential for that. All right, so
see how that's got a little stronger rotation down there?
yeah,
It doesn't look as much. Doesn't look impressive on reflectivity, but
little line break.
that's a line break, and that's an area that we'll have to watch. And if that 0 to 3 kilometer cape is really increasing like the models show, then that could get interesting. So let's take people through the tracks. Let's pop up some comments on there. Go ahead and answer what we need to, Zach, on there. Wind picking up in Centerton.
People were asking about specific areas.
Yeah, it's always tough with specific areas.
Is Gravit going to be okay? Well, right now you have a severe storm warning. No tornadoes as of right now. The heavy rain is moving in, and it's probably windy.
So here's the severe thunderstorm warning until 2:45. As we mentioned, 60 miles per hour winds and hail size less than a quarter inch. Let's show you who's impacted by this severe thunderstorm warning. It's Bentonville, Bella Vista, Gravit, Decatur. Speaking of Decatur, we will look at our Decatur WeatherBug Network camera. And that's pointed west. Make sure. Zach, you pretty exhausted?
Nope.
No? He's good to go.
I don't need sleep.
I do.
I think I saw a big strike from Lincoln.
Yeah, you can see some good. There's Decatur too. So bring up Decatur. The shelf cloud's about to roll overhead. Does not look impressive. Don't see any defined lowerings on it. It's just one solid. It's just one solid shelf cloud. That's it. So maybe the ingredients don't make it. That would be amazing. I bring up Lincoln. You can see a lot of lightning from Lincoln.
Yeah, it's one of our newer cameras, so it's pretty high quality.
And that's the area that we got to watch by West Peavine, west of Stillwell. We're looking due west at that point, and that's exactly the cluster of storms. Yeah, that was a pretty good view right there. Yeah. See how that lightning is more intense off of the west? There's good reason. That's where the cell is balanced. That's where the updraft strength is a little stronger.
So these storms could be strengthening. But keep in mind, though, that was just one model that showed that low-level instability increasing. That's a pretty old model, too.
The wrap?
Yeah.
Yeah. May we see a future track. Future tracks are pretty pointless at this time, Heather.
Because the models
are trash.
Yeah.
And the thing, what we mean by that is, just to let you know, they're showing the storms. Who knows if they even have them in there, honestly.
Probably not. It's probably just nothing. We talk bad about the models, but
it gives people an idea what's going on. So here's the future track, 2 a.m. It actually is not doing a terrible job. It shows that cluster of storms coming through, and then after that, things kind of wind down, but then it doesn't show anything all the way through 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And according to that, the front has already pushed through.
And I hope that happens.
Yeah, it would be amazing. Because if we're 59 in Bentonville, you can forget about severe weather potential. That's not going to happen. So,
yeah.
That's good. Let's look at the latest HRRR, latest future track on this. So yeah, there you go. 3:30 in the morning, and then it shows those storms moving out. So basically, this is a one and done, and that's it. And it looks like, as of now, we'll get some rain, we'll get a little bit of thunder, we'll get some lightning, obviously, but tornado potential at this point doesn't look to be maximized. But man, look at that. That's a nice little lightning show.
Yeah.
I know.
We
need
do,
need
Chris.
those
Yeah,
things
that would be, especially
to replace them. I know. That camera is crisp, isn't it?
crystal clear.
Look at that.
And we've got some more sites that are crystal clear, like Rogers.
Mm-hmm. Bring that up.
Yeah. Can you? Is it point to west?
Yep. West southwest,
Here's
away from the pool.
Pinnacle Parkway Towers.
So yeah, you'll see some lightning here.
You can see some
The
lightning.
northern end of the line is not nearly as intense as the southern end. And honestly, this isn't as intense as it was before. too,
That's
so,
really, the reflectivity is going down.
yeah.
Well, Savannah, if you have no basement, still get to the lowest level of your building you're in, interior room, away from windows, if a warning is issued.
Oh, Lincoln. Lincoln's putting on a show. You got to show that. That's the most intense part of the line.
Yeah,
There's
there's
the south end. That's where it's balanced.
Mhm.
Mm.
It's probably pouring rain in Silent Springs.
Yep. There's the rain and there's the wind too. You can see our RM Young wind monitor showing it. But honestly, this will just be a noisy morning at this point. I don't think the ingredients are coming together tonight. So I came in here as a precaution just because we're not done yet. But if something did develop, it would go quick and I wouldn't have time to get here.
Mhm.
So that's why we're just covering this, and that's why I got in here, just to help Zach out in case something does go. But as of now, I'm seeing go to Lincoln because Lincoln's putting on a much better show than Rogers.
Yeah, but you know, we saw the models, the low level instability increasing. If that happens, these storms could go severe quick. They can hear the ice chewing.
I'm a big ice cruncher, man. Sorry. I love crunching ice. That might be a downfall of me for people that don't like ice crunching. You know who doesn't? My mother-in-law. My mother-in-law and even Jennifer, my wife. She doesn't like it either. But man, give me a cup of ice, nugget ice, and I'm good to go, man.
What's the best ice for crunching?
Oh, nugget ice.
Nugget ice?
The ones that, yeah. Nugget ice, man. That is my favorite. All I can do now is just get the crushed ice from the refrigerator. It's not the same. Once I get that nugget ice, though, that nugget ice maker is coming out here soon.
You're always talking about it.
I know. It's my favorite. Ice crunching. Nugget ice making weather. You got it. Yep.
How about nugget ice and a Baja Blast?
I'll be ready. I got them.
We got some Baja Blast in there.
Yep. We'll be ready.
But where's a
Sonic ice is essentially the same thing. Pellet ice. Yep. Nugget ice, pellet ice, Sonic ice. It's all kind of the same thing.
All right. Not a big ice guy.
Well, that's because you haven't had nugget ice, man. Nugget ice is the best.
Really?
It's kind of airy. Now it's terrible for mixed drinks because if you don't want your mixed drink to be watered down, that's why if you're getting like an old fashioned or something, you got to get a giant ice cube.
Giant one.
So it just slowly melts. Keeps
Yeah.
your drink chilled, but it doesn't melt. Now, if you have nugget ice and you're putting that in there for like a whiskey, old fashioned, that's not a
Just-
good idea
just
because
water it down.
it'll water it down. It'll water down that whiskey. See, that's why we're talking about nugget ice and Dan chews on hail. Hey, give me some hail. I'll crunch on that too. That'd be awesome. Blaze, what's going on? How you doing? Good to see you, and congrats on your internship too. I love that. He's interning at KATV in Little Rock.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. The best too is like getting a cocktail shaker and shake it so much that it gets those little frosties, the little ice frosties. Yeah. Can we go back to sleep? It depends on where you're at. So let's get back to the radar, and I'm gonna crunch some ice. Got some softball size hail to crunch on. So this is what we're looking at, and as of now, no, you don't need to be concerned at all. Winds are probably going to be. Let's go to base velocity and let's look at that. I'm going to bring that up full and bring up base velocity. So base velocity shows approximately 6,000 feet above the ground, about close to 55 miles per hour. See, I'm saying miles per hour every time now, Zach.
I've been impressed.
Yeah.
The second you walked in here, you're on your game.
I'm already saying it. Siloam could go to bed right now. Good night and good riddance. You are done with the severe weather potential. In fact, anywhere that's west of this line could go to bed. And honestly, I think most of us, if not all of us, will be able to go to bed soon. So this is not a major deal.
Not yet.
Nope. Not yet. I think it's outrunning the instability, honestly. So I think we're good. Let's watch this line coming in and let's see if there's any type of structure, any type of things. So you can see the map on the bottom right-hand side of your screen that shows you the areas that are under severe thunderstorm warnings. That includes Benton and Washington, as well as Adair and Delaware County. Nice little feature, huh? Got a little map there.
I
with the crawl
noticed
going.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. The logo kind of covers it up a little bit.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
You sure?
Yep.
Maybe just a little sliver.
Just a tiny little bit, but not much.
Uh,
But now we're seeing not even low-level features anymore. We're not even seeing a base. It's just basically ragged rain. Good gusts with the wind. Let me know where you're at, Jessica.
oh,
That was a good little lightning strike. But at the same time, very minimal features in the low levels. So we're not talking about any type of structure at all. This isn't even close to developing a tornado. Go to that velocity and let's see storm relative. Yeah, nah. What we could do though is we could look at harbor. Oh, that was a big cloud to ground lightning strike. Good thing I didn't pop off of it yet.
yeah.
Not that. Harbor should be, by the way, we're getting a new camera, and it's going to be a newer one that's going to be installed. That is pointed west. So let's see if we can see any lightning. Harbor High School is going to have a new camera installed Tuesday, hopefully.
One of the HD ones?
Yep. One of the newer ones.
Yeah, because that old camera, when certain times of the day when the sun would be setting, I couldn't see anything.
I think we adjusted those. Are they better now?
I haven't noticed.
Okay. Not near enough for tornadoes in East Springdale. Humid. It's not near humid enough. No. That's the thing too. That low level humidity. It didn't get here. Yeah, looks like it's still covering it up, Denton. I'm gonna have to agree with the good old Zach Gilday.
Well, let's be fair though. It doesn't really, make a difference because you can still see the county.
Yeah. Siloam is good to go to bed.
But I
Good
appreciate
night.
it. I appreciate it.
Zach, am I good to go to bed?
No one's going to bed
No one's going to bed.
on the Your Weather Authority team.
All right. Go ahead and hit the reflectivity because velocity doesn't look like much. So that's storm relative velocity. This is just not even severe at the moment. It'll be noisy. It'll be a little rowdy. Bella Vista, that's pointed north. Let me switch that. Man, Lincoln's still putting on a show, though. Now you can see Posey Mountain. Posey Mountain, look at that one. Zach, bring that up. There's Posey Mountain. Ice crunch. Sorry, gotta do it. Supercell composite is 8. Sigtor is 2.
I think Josh is deactivating storm chase mode.
Yeah, I think he is done. So the 0 to 3 kilometer Cape didn't make it. Models were wrong in a good way. There's no way they're going to make it. It's not going to make it. So that's what happened. 0 to 3 kilometer Cape did not make it in time.
Why do you say it's not going to make it?
Because it's not here. Look.
Yeah,
it's behind
it's
it.
not even south of us.
Nope.
Yeah.
And the storms are already on top of us and moving through.
So the storms are pretty much outrunning.
It doesn't matter what it looks like. Yeah, they're outrunning the instability. That's why they look like garbage. I got a new cell that's popping up. So this is why the WeatherBug Network camera out of Lincoln is looking more impressive. Now here's the thing. Oh, finally. Okay, hey. Here's our new alerts. Look.
Oh, nice.
There they are. New severe thunderstorm warning. Yep.
I like those.
Those are sweet, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Well, let's show you that storm.
Well, here, I'll just get into it. It'll be a zoomed in view. There it is. So 70.75 inch hail, less than that, and 60 miles per hour winds. And that's that other cell to the south. Now, here's the deal. Is that going to start rotating? Perhaps, but I don't think it will. Nothing at Roaring River yet. That's good. Getting a little loud, getting a little rowdy, and a little noisy. Yeah, it will be a little noisy. There's the rain coming into Bentonville. But honestly, this is like sleeping weather. If you're freaked out of storms, this is not a major deal. Don't see anything that's too concerning. The reason we were giggling is because Zach is always like fine-tooth combing, watching me say if I say mile an hour or miles an hour, it's always got to be miles per hour. So
now every time he says it, I give him a funny look.
Yeah, every time it's like miles.
Gotta keep him.
It kind of reminds me of. Have you ever seen the movie Tommy Boy? You ever seen the movie Tommy
I
Boy?
think I've seen part of it.
Okay, you know when he's like talking about the map and he's like, "You're here, but this is here, 22 miles away." So he like the way he says miles. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
22 miles away. Yeah, he is picky about the graphics as well.
Well, is it better to not be picky?
Ooh, now it doesn't cover up the counties at all.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be loud. It's going to be noisy. All right, so let's take you through that new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's make sure we're not missing any balanced areas. Which, by the way, we have a lot of people on here, and I think I could definitely describe, don't you think?
Yeah.
Balanced?
Ooh, some
No.
bad data.
Yeah. So that's spectrum width that he was looking at.
This
Ooh, 10 push-ups, Zach,
for what?
for each severe storm system.
If we reach severe storm,
Every time there's a severe thunderstorm warning, 10 push-ups.
are we doing that? I'm not opposed.
How about every time your coffee cup's in the way, 10 push-ups? So here's what we got. We'll take you down this line just to give you peace of mind. So we got, and this, by the way, this is not a major system. Yes, Rogers can go to bed very soon. I mean, you're still going to hear rumbles of thunder, but oh look, it added those counties too.
Yeah. Like it.
The weather radio is the fastest, but here's a look at Southwest Missouri. That's McDonald County. This is just general thunderstorms. I mean, honestly, if we look at the lightning with it, there's not even barely any lightning with that stuff north. Now, down south, this is a little bit of a stronger storm, but winds are not exceeding 58 miles per hour. So I don't think severe is going to verify with that. Yeah. This is also outflow dominant too, because if you look at spectrum width, you can see the outflow. So outflow dominant, no tornado potential. Look at the velocities; they're trash. No strong winds. I mean, yes, you'll have strong winds, but no really impressive rotation at all. There's no rotation. Now, when we work our way south, this is where those other two cells are. Now you can see this little balanced area. This is going to be something to watch. Right there, just to the south of Stillwell. It's nothing right now, but it could develop. And that's going to be moving over close to Dutch Mills and Evansville. And that is an area that's pretty prone to seeing QLCS tornado potential. And then we got this one here that's located in northeastern Sequoia County. That's a little bit of a circulation. If you'll see, here's a circulation there. And then there's a little bit of a circulation. So those are the two areas we got to watch. But everywhere in Benton County, this warning goes another 15 minutes. I think it expires before that. They might keep it in there just for other cells to see what happens. But
that part of the line right there looks a bit stronger.
this is a little stronger, and it makes sense. And you know why? Because that 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear is perpendicular to the line with the line moving northeast.
Yeah. Cartwright Mountain, pretty close to that.
Yeah, we could see that. I'll bring it up here. You got that camera pointed west, southwest. Let's do south. Yeah, let's just do due west. Now, you know you don't have to bring it up, right?
Yeah, I do know. Yeah.
Yeah. West Radome. That's what it was. Not seeing any major lightning on that. But remember, this is an older camera, so it's like.
Yeah.
Now, Fort Smith, let's look at the public library, see if there's any lightning on that. Kimberly says, I have tornado anxiety from parents watching Twister. You know, that beginning scene is a little bit nerve-wracking, man. I had no doubt about that. What's wild is there were some people in Diaz that survived the tornado in a shelter, and it was an underground shelter, and it ripped the door up, just kind of like the movie Twister. So,
Yeah, that was a strong
ah,
tornado.
feels a little weird outside in Lincoln. So let's see what we got for Lincoln. Man, that's a good camera. So what we're gonna have to do, Zach, because that you can see where the area is balanced. Let's take the camera and point it southwest from Lincoln. Oh, Savannah, not the best time to be watching that. No, that was a pretty wicked, wild storm. Rain just hit Bentonville. Okay, so southwest. I'm going to do a 2-panel on this. Keep up that velocity. See, that area near that natural dam looks interesting. So it's trying. Now, Abby, there's some acronyms that I don't know what that stands for. TTFYP, do you?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Help me out, Abby, for those that aren't as well versed on the acronyms. So my FYP has been all tornado business. It's got to be something like TikTok for your playlist. I don't know. Don't know TikTok. For your page. Okay. Oh, there you go. TikTok for your page. Got it. Got it. See? I always say this, Zach. You learn something new every day.
I could have went without learning that.
Boy. Yeah, we don't do TikTok. This storm is weakening too, but let's put a storm track on this. Let's show people where this is at and where it's headed. So if you can tell, obviously the mood's pretty light. We're not super concerned. Not to say that we're just joking around and not taking it seriously. We're just not super concerned. Something's weird here.
Yeah, because sometimes we're on these lives for hours on end, so gotta have some levity here and there.
Mm-hmm. All right, Zach. Next time I'm going to be like TTFYP.
I hope so. I hope you don't start doing that.
All right, so there's a look at the track for that system. Mountainburg 245. It's knocking on your doorstep. I couldn't even see any lightning with it. West Fork 251. Elkins 302. Now here's the deal. I think that font might be a little too small. That one?
Yeah, maybe.
The one, so we were doing severe weather reviews and coverage and stuff like that. And there were really big fonts, but that's too small, in my opinion. I'm going to adjust it.
Yeah. Make that a bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still tracking these storms, moving in quick. But we do think the instability, these storms kind of outrunning it. But we are not yet done. We're still doing this coverage. If you're just joining us, a live update. It is 2:35 a.m. time of this current time. Yep, rain heavy in Siloam. Show you the radar real quick. Zoom in. Yeah, so Prairie Grove. Well, storms really haven't passed through Prairie Grove yet. Nothing of concern tornado wise, but you will be seeing some pretty heavy rain, some gusty winds, and hearing some thunder. But let's see, when does this warning go till? 38 more minutes on that warning. I'm not overly concerned about Prairie Grove, but just in case this instability does rapidly increase, maybe stay up a little bit longer. But you should be pretty good. If you're in Decatur, Gentry, you're good. You're good in Siloam Springs, Watts, down the line. But some pretty heavy rain, some lightning, a couple severe
I
storms.
think that's better.
Got a new font.
Yeah. See what you guys think.
Just load it up.
A little
I
bigger.
think yeah, it's better. It pops.
Yeah, a little bigger.
That's pretty good.
Hold on.
Pretty soon the winds are going to start to pick up in Johnson, Springdale, Bethel Heights, up that line to Lowell. Probably already experiencing the winds in Lowell. But we can definitely see how it is outflow dominant in Northwest Arkansas. So the spectrum width, the measure of the turbulence, kind of outracing the reflectivity.
Here's a good question. Hey, here's a question for the viewers. This is interactive right here. Probably around 40, 45 miles per hour. Did you see that comment? Josh Rugger said 40 to 45 miles per hour.
All right. I like it.
So a little less than severe.
I like it, sir.
But here's my question. What's better? What would you like? Do you like the time on the tracks, like the actual times that the storm's going to hit, or the minutes from now? I personally like the time instead of minutes from now because you don't really know what the radar, is showing. I mean, obviously our coverage is happening, but that's a problem with the delay in the stream. So you let me know what you like better. I'll put it in relative time and you tell me what you think.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, times. A lot of people say time.
Time's better.
I don't think I've seen one comment for minutes. Wait, nope. That was not
Time, exactly.
Yeah, because if you happen to be delayed by chance
On the stream,
then
it would look like, oh, you have 10 minutes left, and really it's like new.
Yeah, so I think the time is definitely better.
All right.
I think everybody else thinks so too.
Got it. Don't have to say time anymore.
Start with the falling apart down there.
We will never change it. Pouring down in low. Well, hey, you know what the beautiful thing is? We need the rain. And we're going to get some rain, and we're going to get a lot of rain because we got an active weather pattern. We'll take a look at some of the other stuff. Okay, so let's look at Lincoln here. The rain's already moved into Lincoln, so that's it. That's game over there. Go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Okay, so here, let's look at this new. Okay, here comes the new update. Let's see what we got. So it takes a few minutes, takes a few seconds.
Come on.
It didn't show.
Never showed.
It didn't work.
What?
Nope. That's not good.
What that was an extension of that warning
Yeah.
for
severe
Northwest
thunderstorm
Arkansas.
warning.
So now it's going into Carroll and Madison through 3:30 a.m.
Let's take a look here at who's included in that. So we got radar closest. Severe thunderstorm warnings expiring for western Benton County and central Benton County. And then you'll see the new warning take over, which is this one right here. Gotta zoom out a little bit so you can see. That's kind of confusing, but there's two warnings on top of each other. And by the way, I've got it on radar closest. So there's a severe thunderstorm warning, and here's the other one. Right there. So that goes until 3:30. Oh yeah, Beaver Lake's about to get the rain. Just wait, it's coming. Because look. See, there's Beaver Lake. The rain's coming in. It's coming real soon, as a matter of fact. In fact, look, you can actually see the rain coming your way.
Wow, look at that camera.
That's a good one.
That's a nice view.
Yeah.
Zoom in on that. See the
Thunder
rain?
is getting loud. All right, Shayla. Next Gen just called. Sweet.
Nice.
Now, here's my question. Was it my voice on there calling and telling you about it, or was it a generic person?
You better not be saying Miles. I can't even say it.
Ooh, maybe I
You definitely aren't, because I was here when you recorded those.
am. Did I say it wrong?
I would have said something if you did. Imagine.
Yes, your voice. Cool. Nice. It works, man. Works well, and it happens really quick. So, anyways, there's the cell. Let's do one panel on this. Man, that's a cool view. So, for those that, Abby, that rain is coming. Are you more concerned now with the warning extended? I think this is just precautionary, honestly. Look at all these warnings. You got multiple warnings on top of each other, but these cells look still some strong winds there. You got about 50 miles per hour, Zach. Southern Washington County. Potentially. Yeah, Waldron's got some lightning too.
Yeah.
These cells really weakened. I love that.
See, the models, this River Valley stuff, the models were not picking up on that until last minute.
See, this is a great example of how, like, when you're predicting rain chances and you got those probabilities, we're like, oh, well, it's not going to rain in the River Valley. And then it does, because the models don't handle the energy that's coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so thankful that, because I'll tell you what, if you look at the low level winds, they're cranking. They're pretty strong. The wind shear is strong. The only ingredient that we didn't have is low level instability. It just didn't get here in time. Now, with that being said, I do think Wednesday we have the low level instability.
Yeah, that's kind of looking more like Tuesday nights into Wednesday morning.
Yeah, I think the models are too quick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think it's Wednesday afternoon, midday?
Yep. Whoa, look at Lincoln now. Lincoln's crazy. A lot of rain coming down. I think, yeah, that's the severe thunderstorm warning. So this is the bulk of the storm that's coming over Lincoln right now. Nothing in Clarksville yet. Whoa! Don't go out, camera. Get struck by lightning.
Oh, that would be bad. You ever had a camera get destroyed? By
Yeah.
lightning?
Yes. Don't knock on wood. What's your preferred model? Or which do you think presents a more accurate scenario for severe weather? You know, I got to be honest with you. I think personally that the European is doing even better than high resolution model data with convection.
I don't think we
Think
should.
about that.
Yeah,
Think about that.
you think so? Well, actually.
That's true because like a lot of times the HRRR didn't have convection and the European did.
Yeah. I don't want to say it because of what happened in March Madness, but that model actually did a pretty good job yesterday.
Which one? The European?
The team that beat Arkansas.
Oh, the
March
Texas
Madness.
Tech. Oh yeah. Well,
That-
Texas Tech lost then. You know what's crazy is Texas Tech lost the exact same way Arkansas did. Did you know that? It was almost identical. It was crazy. They were
No,
up.
I didn't watch it.
So they were up against Florida. And then they started choking at the end. And Florida made some threes, just like Texas Tech did. And then there was a 1-and-1 with Texas Tech at the free throw line, and they bricked it, just like Arkansas. And then not only that, but more lightning. Then they had a tie-up where he caught the rebound, and the person came behind and hit him on the arm, and they called the tie-up, and the possession arrow went to Florida, which is exactly what happened with Texas Tech and Arkansas.
Yeah.
It was almost identical. I think it was like a karma thing.
But that model showed these storms further south, and it was showing River Valley activity. So
It had it, huh?
it had it.
Oh, look at that. Is that a pretty view or what?
It's a nice view.
Man, those new cameras are awesome. They really are. Oh, got a nice lightning strike there. Well, Waldron's got a lot of lightning too. So the good news is, guys, is that this is not a major severe weather event. Got a few severe storms that are severe. But honestly, that's really about it. Oh. Here, let's do this, Zach. Let's have a show. What do you say?
Yeah.
Let's watch some cameras do some flickering here. So we got a 16 panel here for you. There you go. That's cool, isn't it? Yeah. We're watching the radar close. So there is a cell that's developing west of Waldron. I just don't think the low instability has made it. Yeah, you can sleep. If you're in Lowell, go to bed. Okay, Olivia. I used to get calls from Next Gen last year, even though I live in a rural area. Now I am not. Is there something I need to do? Yes, you do, Olivia. We got to get that taken care of. Go ahead and I'm gonna I'm gonna have you write down an email address. All right. So stand by here. I know it, but I can't remember exactly what it is for sure. So hold on. Here's what you can do. I want you to call this number 800 260 6695. Again, that number 800 260 6695. And that's the best thing to do is to give them a call, and then they'll be able to set you up and figure out where to go from there. Oh, did we lose that camera? Huh?
Happened to Decatur.
I don't know. That might have knocked the. Whoa! Did you see Posey's camera? That was a huge cloud to ground lightning strike. Man, that was a good one. I wish we were recording on that.
Is Decatur okay?
I think Decatur got zapped.
No.
Yeah, I do. Oh, there it is. It went out.
Oh.
Maybe they lost power. All right. So let's give you the back to the radar here real quick. So we got 3 severe thunderstorm warnings for that line. These are marginally severe. These are about the lower end severe threat you could possibly get.
Yeah.
How
Happened up here.
I don't know. Oh, winter weather, ice.
Oh.
So you've got severe thunderstorm warning that ends 51 minutes from now. That was a newer warning. You have this severe thunderstorm warning that ends 36 minutes from now. And then you got this cell right here. So who can go to bed anywhere along the I-49 corridor? It'll be a little noisy. There'll be some stratiform lightning, but that's not severe, and that's not tornado potential. Down here west of Fayetteville, that's a pretty nasty storm. Let's look at our Kessler. Which way is Kessler pointed? The wrong way.
Is it up here?
Nah. That's okay, though. Don't worry about it. So Kessler, Mount Sequoia, you can see the line moving in. That gives you a view to the west. Really strong wind between Pea Ridge and Garfield. Garfield's Posey Mountain. Huntsville is still showing that storm off in the distance. So going back to our mega Doppler source, just working our way down. This severe thunderstorm warning goes another 19 minutes. There's just no areas of rotation. I'm going to set the storm motion from the warning. And so, Decatur's back up. All right. We just didn't have ingredients, so we're all good. Everything's good. This won't last very long. We'll be able to get out of here pretty quick, Zach.
I'll take that.
Yeah. And then after this is starting to wind down, so much more convection than the model showed tonight. I know. Absolutely.
Oh, way more.
Yeah, you're welcome, Dana. It's a great service. It really is. Don't you dare say it.
I never said it. I did earlier, but
tech fans are talking all that junk, and then they got instant karma. 2 missed 1-in-1s. How about that? No tornado potential. Done. Everything's over.
some hell.
Devil's Den State Park, some pretty small hail.
Nah.
If you live in Devil's Den or Winslow area, ooh, Kristen Winslow is going to get some
Yeah.
hail. $50 to 60 miles per hour in Lincoln right now. So that storm is coming your way. Everything's pretty quiet now, but St. Paul and Pettigrew and the Combs area will be getting that storm coming in, and they may increase the severe thunderstorm warning farther east, or they may expand it. Go back to these cameras, get a nice view here. So lame in Fayetteville. I know. We never expected it to be. Well, here's the deal. You haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, it hasn't even began.
You haven't gotten it in there yet. Because look,
it's just about to.
Yeah. So if we go to our WeatherBug Network camera, there's the Graduate Hotel. That looks a lot better. It definitely has been adjusted. Mount Sequoia. Oh, there you go. Focus too. Hey, this is a nice technology test run for the season. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, Bethany, I get it. I get it. Who can go to bed? Let's do that. The go to bed list. Oh, man, I'll tell you. Pretty much anyone in Benton County. You'll hear some rumbles of thunder, but you don't have a thing to worry about. So let's show you here. Anybody in southwest Missouri, that storm's still severe, but it's weakening. McDonald County is done. Berry County is seeing a little bit of storms on the southeast side, but Bella Vista, Pea Ridge, Gravette, Decatur, Highfill, XNA, you got Gentry, Sulphur Springs, Cave Springs. Yeah, it's storming right now, but it's already over you. Johnson, you're about to get some storms, but that's not going to last very long. Fayetteville, you could be going to bed. What is that weather too? Look at that. Where is that? No, that's Rogers.
Walton Boulevard.
Yep. Pretty heavy rain coming down there and some strong winds. But honestly, it's not bad anywhere. That's good. We'll take it. I'm honestly actually surprised they issued those severe thunderstorm warnings.
Really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not much hail, not much wind either. Or at least severe wind.
Grab yourself a Baja Blast, Zach, before
Right
you
now?
leave tonight. Yeah.
Just chug it.
Oh, would you?
Nope.
I
I would rather not. But could I?
You can go to bed in Lowell. It's over. It's done. Lowell is done. I mean, yeah, you're still going to, when I say go to bed, it's not like it's just going to stop storming. No, you'll still have some storms, some rumbles of thunder, some occasional big booms, but man, not much. So I don't think the low level instability is coming back, and I can show you that. Here, I'm going to add this to the stage. I'll show you real quick. So this is a look at the mesoanalysis, and if we look at the 0 to 3 kilometer Cape, look at how it's west, and the storms outran it. So that's what is actually happening. This is what the model said what was going to happen. It didn't. It's a bust. That didn't happen at all.
That did happen. That would be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Now look at the 0 to 3. You do have enough. So here's the deal. I think this is a great time. These storms are starting to weaken. I think we can do the QLCS graphic because this is a great time to do that.
Never a bad time for a QLCS refresher?
Nope. All right, so I'm going to bring up this graphic, and I think it's very telling. Eventually, I'm going to record something for this. But we're talking about all this low-level instability. We're talking about the 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear, all that stuff, and you're like, I don't know what that means, and rightfully so. Makes sense. While we're doing this, Zach is watching the radar, and he'll have the latest on if the storms need to be watched. But this is what we've got.
A little bit of hail if you live in Brentwood.
Okay.
A bit of hail could be coming your way.
And that is central Washington County, moving into eastern Washington County. So let me show you that real fast. We'll hear a few rumbles of thunder real soon. Let me get caught up on this. Some serious, intense low-level winds just slammed the south side of the house. Wow, it's pretty late, but I think they came to party. Huh. Well, that's good. Thanks for letting me know about that. These winds here in southeast Kansas right now are wild. So the winds are strong. There's no doubt about that. And the cell is pretty strong. I'm getting texts, but not calls. A text won't wake me up. Okay. You might have to do some settings and configuration on that so we can do that. I drive on I-40. Mulberry has a nice view of the storm. Cool. I'm hearing a little bit of hail out there right now.
Yeah, it's coming down here. Oh, yeah.
So you're about to hear some pretty strong winds.
Yeah, the Johnston area.
Decatur had a massive boom. I think that's when that camera went out. I'm loving the multi-camera flashes around. Are cool. Just going to get caught up, and then I'm going to do that QLCS graphic. No thunder. Let's see what we've got here. I mean, no. Starting to hear rain. Thunder. No rain yet. Okay. Yeah, you got rain now, though. That was 2:56. That was just a few minutes ago. So next gen is not the same as a weather radio. Weather radio is actually a larger area that's going to warn you for. So it's actually better to have next gen, because next gen calls you only if you're in the warning. Like, I'm going to give you an example here. This will be a great example. So, and like I said, I will get to that QLCS graphic, but I just want to make sure I'm caught up on the comments. So let's say you live in St. Paul, and let's say there's not another cell to the south. You got a severe thunderstorm warning for Washington County. Then that does include Huntsville and Clifty and areas in northern Madison County. But let's say you live in St. Paul or Pettigrew. You won't get a call from Weather Call Next Gen because you're not in that warning polygon. This is the warning polygon for a severe thunderstorm warning. Notice how it clips part of the county, but not all of it. If you had a weather radio and you were living in St. Paul and Pettigrew, anytime any part of the county gets clipped by a storm, your weather radio would go off. So it's not the same. It's actually more specific on the area for warning. Now, does that mean a weather radio is not a bad thing? No, they're great. You saw how fast the alerts come out. I mean, they're really, really quick. And Weather Call Next Gen is just as fast. But sometimes they're hard to program. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to do that. But either way, I recommend both. Not a bad idea.
I think a weather radio is great.
Oh, weather radios. Yeah, that's the old school staple, man.
I kind of want one. I don't even have one.
I knew you would.
I don't have one.
No, I mean, I knew you would like the radio.
Yeah.
You like something old fashioned. You like
of course.
You like an AM radio.
Yeah.
Zach is old fashioned, man, and I love it.
Am.
I love it. You would live back in the 70s, right?
Should outlaw automatic transmissions.
Outlaw TikTok.
Well,
TTFYB.
I forgot.
TTFYP.
I already forgot what that meant.
For your page.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I'm going to bring this up here. This is pretty heavy rain right now. I Drive Arkansas shows you a camera
Oh,
there.
look at those roads. Yes. Yeah, see, rain like that, hydroplaning is a big deal. You can see the
Yeah. Bring that up here. So this is 71B and I-49 interchange.
how'd you get that up there?
I'm good like that.
Show me.
You just go in here, show
What?
display name, see how it's changed.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah.
All right, back to this. Mega Doppler. Showing that storm. All right, going back to. Yes, sir. That's my exact view. We're still getting caught up. Rain has calmed down. Rain on Red Weather app is showing a lot more storms popping up around 5:30. I don't know if I believe that, Caleb. That's a model. I don't think it's doing a good job. The instability is going to be sapped from this. There might be some more storms for Southwest Missouri, and you can see them kind of popping up here. But I think this instability is sapped. See that? Yeah. That's where no tornado threat for Prairie Grove. You're done. Back Prairie Grove, you can go to bed. I was going to ask for that graphic. I'm getting there. We're just almost getting caught up. Also, too, don't forget, this is my public service announcement every time. But I gotta let you know about it. Just to let you know, lightning, just like Zach keeps me in check. Lightning is spelled Lightning. Lightning, not lightening. Do you know what lightning means? With an E?
Turning on a light.
Nope. It means the dropping of the placenta before a baby is born. Lightning.
All right.
So
That's
lots of lightning.
pretty gross.
Yeah. But anyways, that's just me letting you know. Lightning. Like I said, you learn something new every day. Just like Zach got me on miles per hour. Can you spell next gen? You got it. NEXGEN. It does cost money. It's only $1 a month, though. I mean, just think about that. $12 for just life-saving information. $12 a year. That's pretty awesome. I only got a text too as I was clearing the house. So
Going dark.
got another iDrive camera. Look at this. Some heavy rain coming down. Future track for those waiting for the storms to come in. Yeah, there's no reason to show future track now because it doesn't even have these storms. Radar has more popping up. We'll look at it. We'll check it out. Yep, power's out in Springdale, so that makes sense because we had some pretty strong gusty winds. Clifty, you're about to see that storm. No, we just talked about that. You are in the severe thunderstorm warning. Don't know if it will continue. I know the winds are strong. A little bit of hail right now, right over Springdale. So basically very close to the airport. We're talking pea-size hail. Oops. So pea-size hail over Springdale. My cheap walkie-talkie radios have a weather radio. That's right.
Nice.
You can go back to sleep if you're in Fayetteville. You'll hear some rumbles of thunder, but that's about it. Look at what Miranda did. Tons of lightning. Lightning.
Nice.
I just got a new severe thunderstorm warning from WA app.
Weather Authority?
Unless there's a new one coming out. That might be old.
Oh wait, was it for
It sounds loud now. I can understand that.
was it for Berry County?
Yeah.
What was that issue?
33 minutes ago. That's how long it's going to go. So I get you. I understand what you're saying. But this is not the same as the Springdale tornado. Unlike that morning, that low level instability raced in. This did not make it. And we're thankful for that. Hail and lots of lightning and thunder. Playing some Outbreak to get some practice. How about that? The game Outbreak. That's cool. I got a new warning too. Just got a warning for West Fork. I wonder if that's an old warning or did they update? Go back and see if they updated it. Go back. Aha. They just updated it. So it's an updated warning to the app, but it's an updated warning. See how they crop it out? So if we look at this, you'll be able to see what they call it. It's called a SVS. See that? Severe weather statement. So you got what's called the severe weather statement. Springdale is really loud. Hey, guess what? I'm caught up. So why did we not see tornadoes tonight so far? We're thankful for that. But the reason is the low level instability wasn't there. All the other ingredients were there, but the low level instability wasn't. So let's go to our QLCS graphic, and this will help describe what a QLCS is. So this is a quasi-linear convective system. That's what that stands for. What does TTFYP stand for, Zach?
TikTok for your page.
All right. He got it. He got it.
Why are you imprinting that into me?
He got it because I wanted to learn about it too.
No, you don't.
But anyways, no, I don't. This is QLCS. So in a QLCS, there's a 3 ingredients method that you go into. Van Buren, you're good. I'm looking at it right now. Kimberly, don't have to worry. Branson, you got a storm coming your way. Probably won't remain severe. So the QLCS, you find balanced or slightly shear dominant areas in the updraft, downdraft convergence zone. So just bear with me as I explain this. So what that is, the updraft, downdraft convergence zone is where you have the updraft and downdraft that are basically, together. They're converging. And that's where you have the potential for the strongest updrafts, depending on if it's balanced or if it's slightly shear dominant. So there are 3 regions within a QLCS that you look at for seeing if there's tornado potential. So as we're going through this, we'll go to this and we'll look. And so you have really not a line. This is not very strong at all. But
comment about hail and Lowell. And yeah, there's a little bit. Let's see.
Hail picking up on Lowell. Yep. And there it is. Go back to that graphic here in just a second. Hey, is Centerton good? Centerton is good. You're on the west side of the storm now. Bentonville, you're good too. But this is just some small hail. I mean, we're talking maybe ½ inch at the biggest, mostly pea size.
It's gone.
Yep. Nice little lightning strike. So back to the description. Go back to the radar real quick. So I don't see any areas that are balanced at all on there.
It dropped off that warning.
Yep, the warning's gone. They're probably going to drop off the other warning too, although that cell's a little stronger. P Ridge, you got some thunderstorm activity. Just before you start asking about other towns, just watch. I'll promise it'll make sense. So we'll go back to this. Since there are no areas that are cold, balanced or slightly shear dominant, we're looking at the cold pool. So this is called a cold pool dominated part of the line. And this is where tornadoes don't form. And here's the reason why. So I talked about those 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear winds. What that does is creates a horizontal rotor that's basically ahead of the storm. And that horizontal rotor is known as the environmental vorticity, the shear rotor, right? Mm-hmm. So if I put a pinwheel in with that wind stronger above the wind than below, that's going to rotate that pinwheel in a clockwise direction, just like the way the hands move on a clock. So that's why that environmental vorticity is important, and that's why it's got to be at least 30 knots. Because remember, this is the cold pool, and what a cold pool is rain-cooled air that's surging out ahead of the storm. And if you have cold air that's interacting with warm, humid air, then you're going to have another rotor, and this rotor is spinning the opposite way. It's spinning counterclockwise. So when we put these two together, well, guess what? The environmental shear rotor is spinning slower than the cold pool rotor, and you can see the way that that updraft is basically tilted, what's called rearward leaning. So the system's cold pool is stronger, spins faster than the shear rotor. So the updrafts tend to be weaker and rearward leaning, and tornado development is not likely because the updrafts are weak. Well, let's take a look at the shear dominant area. So if we go here, I would say that this part of the storm, this really isn't even a solid line, honestly. It's just kind of garbage. This is just nothing. Noisy, and that's about it. I don't see any rotations. I don't even really see, there's some strong winds aloft, but if some of that translates down to the ground, then you get some strong winds. But this is mostly, if we look at the spectrum width, this kind of shear dominant area right here, barely. It's kind of shear dominant, but balanced. So we do have, I guess you could say, balanced. Let's see here. I don't think there's a new severe thunderstorm warning. I wonder if it warns every time there's a severe weather statement. I don't know. I think it does. Huh. That's not good. And I wonder if it's our Weather Authority app or if it's in the News app. It's probably the News app.
News app goes nuts.
Yeah, News app is not good in terms of warnings. It's too much. All right, so let's look at the shear dominant area. So let me ask you this. Is the shear dominant area going to have a stronger cold pool or a stronger shear rotor? What do you guys think? Probably get some Z's. They're probably sound asleep on me. Probably like the professor in it does, sends updates to the warnings as well. It's like you never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but
I've seen that.
Ben Stein when he's like, anyone,
Oh yeah.
Bueller, anyone. All right, back to this. So the answer is always C. Yeah, I didn't even have a multiple choice on this. A nice turd Ferguson with the win. But in a shear dominant regime, then obviously the shear rotor is going to be stronger than the cold pool, right? So that cold pool that's coming in is weak. So guess what? The shear rotor basically causes the storm to be forward leaning. You can get tornado development in some of that, but not typically as much because that shear rotor is stronger. All right, so what about the balance region? And this is what we're looking at. So the balance region is where you look for surges or bows along that line of storms that can make it balanced if it was cold pool dominant. But most likely area for tornadoes is in the balance region. And here's why. Again, we bring that UDCZ down with updraft, downdraft convergence zone. You'll notice both of those spinning the same speed. And that cold pool that comes in will take that and lift it vertical. Now, this is called constructive interference. So think about football or baseball. You have a pitching machine. Both of those things are spinning at the same speed, right? Put a ball in there, shoots out.
Goes straight.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens with this. So both rotors spin the same speed. But now here's the key ingredient. the 0 to 3 kilometer cape. So this is the instability that's in the lowest levels of the atmosphere. And if you don't have that, then you have all this horizontal spin that comes down from the storm from what's called the rear inflow jet, just like what you're seeing, which is called streamwise vorticity, but it doesn't get lifted, right? It can't get lifted. So guess what? It doesn't matter if you have the shear rotor and the
So this is a
cold pull rotor.
great example of what just happened.
This is what happened.
You were lacking the 0 to 3 kilometer instability.
We were lacking that, so that updraft rotation didn't develop.
So the streamwise vorticity
Mm-hmm.
was never.
But if that did come in, like it did on the Springdale tornado on March 30th of 2022, same date, exactly 3 years ago, that caused the storm to get tilted up into the vertical. You actually have a storm that can rise, and that's the tilting and stretching that occurs to allow the storm to produce a tornado. And guess what? The system's cold pull and shear rotor spins the same speed. The updrafts tend to be more vertically deep and upright, and constructive interference is what likely leads to tornadoes. So if we had that this night or morning, then we could have seen a tornado. And there you go. So going back to those 3 ingredients, you look for 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear greater than or equal to 30 knots, which is what allows for the balance of the cold pull and the shear rotor. You want to be in the balanced area or slightly shear dominant regions. And you look for surges or bows along the line of storms to allow a storm to become balanced. And that is all she wrote. And I probably put everybody to sleep at this time. Who needs calm? Just throw some weather graphics on there and go sound asleep.
Yeah. So we should look at, do we have the instability returning?
Nope.
Watch it just be like 100
Yeah. All right. Well, let's look.
in our eastern counties.
So I'm going to hit refresh on this just to make sure I got the newest one. Nothing. And look, the model's like, ooh, it goes from this to this.
No.
Yeah, right.
That
Garbage.
makes sense.
Nope.
This severe storm will expire in 5 minutes.
This severe storm is different.
Yeah, that one is different.
Ah, cool.
There's some hail near nothing. Very rural
Is
area.
that War Eagle? Yeah, kind of. Pretty close to it. Yeah, it's very rural. Southeastern Beaver Lake. So
Yeah.
basically southwest of Eureka Springs.
It's probably like some cabins up there, maybe. I don't know.
I want to do this here. Let's look at some more lightning cams, shall we? It's kind of fun, like this little 16 panel. All right. Cool. Appreciate the liking the meteorological lessons. All right. So once this warning expires, Zach, here's what we're going to do.
Push-ups.
Well, yeah, could do that. No, I was thinking we could talk about the risk today, later today,
Oh. Okay.
and see what happens. And also look at the computer model forecasts and see what they show for storms.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that too.
Does that have lightning? Yeah, it has lightning. To the northwest.
There is low-level instability out there, though.
Nah, south of that. You're fine. You got some heavy rain trace, but that's about it. Can zoom in on the War Eagle Mill. That's actually moving out. There's barely any thunder at all here in Fayetteville.
A couple of rumbles.
That was a dud. But you know what? Loved it. No severe weather, and we still got rain. How cool is that?
Yeah. I was a little bit concerned about this evening.
Oh, I was too until I saw the instability wasn't going to return. So that's good. Something to watch for sure. 3 minutes remaining, Zach, and then this storm is gone. Let's
Put that one up there. And
answer some questions
Barry
here.
has like 20 minutes left though.
Could any of the storms in the Tulsa or Muskogee area fire up here? Nah. I mean, you might get some cells, but that's about it. NWS Tulsa issued a new statement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's probably going to say that the warning is expiring soon. There's a lot of significant, strong storm advice, special weather statements. Strong thunderstorms. Very low. This morning, 0. Just don't have all the ingredients. Do y'all sleep in your suit and ties in preparation for midnight storms? No. That's a good question. No, Mercedes doesn't really get scared of storms, but she does get scared of beeps. Any type of beep, but whether it would be like just a, turning on the alarm or like turning on the air fryer. She freaked out with that.
I think all dogs hate beeps.
She especially does. She's crazy. She really freaks out about beeps. So there's some hail in that southwestern Carroll County area. Warning's about to expire, Zach.
Go away.
Yeah, 1 minute 25, 24,
Count down the
23. Yeah, let's
seconds.
count down
Wow.
the seconds. Make sure we're not missing anything down here. Doesn't look like it.
It would be Scott County to
Yeah,
to blow up last second.
yeah, it would. Waldron. Oh, nice lightning there.
Yeah. It's a great camera.
Yeah, it is. Storms are moving pretty quick.
Ooh.
Moving about 45, 50 miles per hour. Oh, nice lightning there.
Come on.
Oh. Oh, come on. New severe thunderstorm warning. Yep, there it is. We were counting it down until it was done. All right, so let's take you through the newest warning. Sinking lower and lower into my chair, Zach. Come on.
4:30.
All right, so severe thunderstorm warning, Carroll and Madison County, barely clipping Washington and Benton County. Camping a Lost Bridge should be concerned. It's already moving out, so it's basically already over Lost Bridge. Whew. The strongest storm now is coming into Eureka Springs. Should we take Posey and move it around?
Oh yeah. Do that Harrison gave the mountain. It's in the west.
Oh, yeah.
Where's
Might not. Yeah, there it is, right there. And go east. Whoa! Just when he moved it, too. Huge lightning bolt. All right. We're going to break down what's happening here elsewhere. Make sure this isn't starting to spin or tornado or anything. Nope.
That was a bit stronger.
257.33.
I think I'm going to give production an update because I saw them peek their head in earlier.
Yeah, they're wanting to know what's going on. So
Yeah.
that's one warning, and then that's it. So while you're doing it, would you please update Carroll and Madison County? Yes. So we're talking about that, Aaron. New severe thunderstorm warning, and it goes until 4:30. So there's the wide view. Okay, we're gonna zip in here. There's the severe thunderstorm warning. Strongest storm is coming into Eureka Springs. Everything else is kind of borderline severe. There's Gaither and there's Huntsville. So we'll see if we see any type of structure at all with this. It doesn't look like it. Just some elevated bases and nothing bad at all. Really hitting Japton. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, it's a storm. You're going to have winds, but this is not bad. All right, tell you what, I want to look at tomorrow or today or whatever you want to call it. So, first of all, let's bring up the day one severe weather outlook. And you'll notice that there's some changes to this. Number one is that it's shifted east quite a ways. Now the enhanced risk, the level 3 out of 5, doesn't even really honestly include Northwest Arkansas or our weather coverage area. No. Then you go to tornado, and look, that's a lot farther east too. And so we're still barely in the risk as the storms will develop over us. The damaging wind threat is way different. It used to be hatched area for hail, but that's so far shifted east. So everything is kind of shifting out and moving out. Whew. Man, am I getting tired. Here's the day 3 outlook. So this is Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. You see that it has a severe weather potential, and that's low because the storm is, well, let's just say the storm is basically coming in Wednesday. So if you haven't seen this, that is, by the way, Tuesday morning to Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. This is the day 5 outlook. This is for Thursday through Friday. And that makes sense. Huh. Guess so. All right, let's look at some computer model forecasts here. Man, I'm starting to fade. So, how bad is this? Well, 3:30, it barely shows any storms at all over Fayetteville, and we already know that the storms have already come through. And I don't see any additional development. There's a little bit here and there, but that's it. Zach, I think we're going to be able to go. What do you think?
Uh,
Having to hold on just a little longer?
I mean, yeah, we've got this warning. We'll see if these storms get worse, but
And see, there's the development on Sunday, and it doesn't show it anywhere even close, but yeah, it's a little closer there. There's
What
some
the graph?
isolated hills. Doesn't even matter.
probably not. How about with the model that we don't say the name of anymore?
The model with no name.
Got a couple of wild card models to look at.
Okay, here's the graph. I already showed the graph. I want to do the HRRR extended. Dan, you just told me about lightning. Okay, so here is. That's actually not a bad job now, but that's like basically telling
Doesn't
what it is
count.
now. Yep, doesn't count. You lose.
Oh,
You lost.
what is that?
That's a cell.
Wait, go. So early afternoon, that could be a deal.
Looks like it. Give me a holler, Zach. I'll be upstairs asleep.
Come on. You think I should be here like noon?
Should we see if it's got a rotation track?
Yeah.
Give me a holler. I'll be upstairs asleep.
If you need me, give you.
All right.
Yeah, what was he saying? Like, you taught me everything I know about exterior illumination.
Yeah, that's
Dan,
right.
you taught me everything I know about QLCS storms.
I don't feel bad. Oh yeah. See,
that's the time.
that's the time.
As the cold
1,
front
2
comes
o'clock
in.
in the afternoon.
All right. I guess I'll be here at like 11:30 a.m.
Gear up for the real show.
Yeah, watch that be tornadoing.
That probably will. East of us.
Well, still in our coverage area.
Man, those I got to be honest with you. Those are some of the weakest severe storms on radar I've seen.
Yeah, that's not even severe.
I don't think so.
Should drop that.
Oh, here's Cheryl said. Just popped on. I'm currently in Vegas, but my husband and pups are at home in Rogers. Last May, he didn't wake up for the tornado. Yes, you're okay. You can go to bed. There's nothing to worry about. Look, this is just stratiform rain, and pretty soon it won't even be raining over Rogers. So, yeah, you're good. Everybody can go to bed in Benton and Washington County. Pretty much anybody in Western Madison and Western Carroll County can go to bed. Anybody in the River Valley can go to bed. Ooh, that's going to have a good view from Mount Magazine.
How about Boonville camera?
Ooh, let's go. I don't have it added on there. I got to add that, Zach.
Yeah.
Boonville.
That's pointed west.
Let's go. That's not Boonville. Probably don't have it added on this. Hold on.
Some hail down there in Boonville.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, almost.
All right, here you go. Oh, yeah. Is it coming in right now as we speak?
It's not severe, but that looks stronger than
Yeah,
those
that is
storms
much stronger.
that are warned in northwest Arkansas.
Yeah. Maybe that's a different weather service office, though.
Yeah, that's Little Rock.
I don't know, Zach. I think we can get pretty close to shutting it down.
Yeah, we'll be able to be in here early tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or at least I'll be in here early tomorrow.
Whoa, good lightning there. Dog is freaking out. I mean, there is a little bit of thunder. To be honest, the wind wasn't even crazy at the mill. We had 2 gusts that rattled the roof and maybe 3 minutes of heavy downpour, but that's it. Now it's just thundering. Really, Fayetteville's scary, huh? Alex says, so far, this severe weather season has been more east, likely due to parts of La Nina. Yep. Yes, you can. You're okay, Allie. Everything's pretty much done. Now look at the wind coming down in Boonville. I know we could go to bed too. Nah, it's not great. That's for sure, Taylor. It's not great because they're doing it off of computer models of wondering about the iPhone app. That's some good rain coming down though in Boonville.
Yeah.
That's the storm's right on top of it. Oops, go back to yeah, so you could see it coming down, and then that was the leading edge of the storm right there. Pretty good stuff. Hasn't reached us in Bergman yet. Nope. Not quite yet. So, anyways, Taylor, to let you know, the iPhone apps are not great because what it is it's a computer model, and we know how bad computer models are in terms of getting storm activity, location, types of storms, all that stuff.
A new watch. Where they crop out some counties?
Yeah, they might have. Let's see. We'll check that out. In the meantime, we'll bring up Mega Doppler. Better not have a new watch trolling us here, Zach.
Have a watch for tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon.
Yep.
That's a terrible time. 1 p.m. on Sunday.
I know. Garfield? Oh, yeah. Good to go to sleep. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Brandon, you're seeing the radar right now. I mean, it's exactly what we're on. Some cells out west, but that's about it. Oh, we finally hear a rumble of thunder. How about that? If anything, that cell's a little stronger in Boonville.
Oh yeah, way stronger. This isn't even severe, is it?
Here's Mount Magazine. Let's see if we can see
There's
it.
no hail.
Oh, no. Winds aren't 60 miles per hour. Nah. They're happening, but they're elevated and they're garbage. Don't have to worry about anything. I think this is, it looks dark. I don't think the camera's down. Because I saw lights. I want to see if there's any type of lightning. Huh. I think we're going to get this camera replaced too. Mount Magazine with the
Yeah.
newer one. Yeah.
That'd be a good idea.
Just rain and thunder, a little bit of wind at Holiday Island. That's good. Yeah, I know. I see your comment, Denton. I agree. Well, I don't know. This isn't looking bad at all.
Yeah, they'll drop that.
Not until it expires. 42 minutes from now, Zach. You can cover the Facebook Live. I'm out of here.
All right.
I'm about to fall asleep standing up.
As long as you come in here tomorrow, noontime.
Better believe it. I'm gonna be at church and then I'll just drive right down the street. I'm gonna sleep in my suit.
I was thinking about doing that too.
I mean, might as well.
Not even take the shoes off. Keep the shoes on.
Yep. Just letting you know, they did a new update to the severe weather, severe thunderstorm warning. A lot of lightning in Boonville. It's pretty awesome looking. But Mega Doppler, they cropped out Washington and Benton County, and now they just got the western edge of Carroll and Madison County. Huntsville's included in that. Speaking of Huntsville, let's see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Rain, imagine that. Nope.
I don't need to. I can see it.
Uh-huh. Taylor, there are going to be some more storms, but it's questionable if they actually develop over us. But I would be watching late morning into the afternoon for anything.
Can we see that latest risk?
I showed it a bunch, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I went through all of it. Yeah, we'll take a look here. You're welcome, Justin. Stormy night, but yeah, nothing major. What was I doing?
Latest risk.
Oh yeah, they really switched it. You'll see that. Have you seen this yet or no?
I'll briefly.
Okay, so now we're not included in the
yeah.
enhanced.
Okay.
Also, too, not only are we not included in the enhanced, but look at the giant hail threat. It's not even under us anymore.
Way different. Yeah.
Yeah. And then look at the wind threat too. Yeah.
About tornado.
Oh. Yep. Big time different. I think the models are hinting that it's going to be farther east, and I think it's valid. There is some good news though, is that we're getting some rain. We will continue to get more rain, and the actual 7-day precipitation forecast looks pretty promising in terms of heavy rain. Because there's another system coming through midweek. Cup of coffee and rest for a few fellows.
I'll take some coffee.
Do we have a camera in Carroll County? That's a good question. We don't need one.
Yeah.
We had one before, Whitney Mountain Logic in Sea Carroll County. That was an awesome one. Supposed to get that up and running maybe Monday.
New camera?
No, just the
Same one.
Yeah. Hey, it's raining. Yeah. This takes forever to load now. It's almost like it's not even worth it.
Yeah. Actually, it was doing it, not horribly for me earlier. Taking probably 5 seconds. That's terrible. Wow. I guess these storms could be producing some severe winds. See aloft, the wind is 60 miles per hour.
Yeah. And all of that has to do is mix down.
That's high up, though. That's 5,000 feet.
Yeah, it's a ways. Just fell asleep.
You did?
Yep.
Man.
Just kind of dozed off, waiting for this thing to load.
Still going? That's not even going to load. Probably going to crash it.
Yep. Oh, you know what? I think I know what's going on. I don't think it's labeled properly anymore. Let's see. Yeah, that's not the right camera. Now it is, though. Now this will work. There, oh, my goodness gracious.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's 10?
7 to 10 inches.
Goodbye, drought.
Yep. Wow. That's craziness.
You ever seen that much?
Not that big of an area. That's huge. That is 7 to 10. That's the 7 to 10 view.
You know what you could do?
What?
You could just take the snipping tool and just snip it and then make like an image, put it in a graphic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a lot, man. That's a lot of rain. Now, here's the question. Why? Well, let's check it out.
Southwest flow.
You gotta know.
No. Oh no.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Look at how much energy there was. Tons of spins in the atmosphere. Models didn't. There's more energy. There's a system that comes in behind it. Lots of energy. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, so how does that translate to rainfall?
Just every day there's rain.
Rain. Wow. Well, there you have it. It's a lot of rain.
Yeah, the 7 day shows it.
Yep. Clarksville is good to go. Still got the storm coming your way, but nothing super major. Zag, zoom in on Clarksville here. Yeah. I mean, come on. Those are not severe anymore. None of those are severe. All right, last look at the 7 day, and we're shutting it down. 78 for tomorrow. Wind shift. The earlier the shift, the more the storms will be to the east. But I still think around noon to 3 o'clock needs to be watched. Wednesday, some severe weather. Hit it on the advancing. Active weather pattern with multiple rounds of showers and storms possible. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that does it for us. One last look at the radar and the storm splitting. These cells are remaining to the northwest of us. As you can see, those won't come in. That's it. And this cell's weakened. This down here is not really intense. So the storm died.
Done.
That's it. All right. We'll end it with this. We all need to thank God for what he did tonight to kill these storms. I would agree. Good night.
Oh, you got the. All right. All right. Well, looks like the severe storm threat is done for tonight. But
We'll watch it close. We'll keep you updated.
yeah, and tomorrow we'll definitely be back on here, if need be.
You guys are welcome. Go get some sleep. Get some rest.
Hit the gym.
Yep. Hit the gym. I worked out legs
Today?
Saturday. Oh yeah. 9 exercises.
9.
Oh yeah.
My legs are pretty sore from Thursday.
Oh. And I'm not getting sleep, which is what I need to
Yeah.
refuel them. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Den, thanks for being behind the scenes. Take care, guys, and we'll see you later today if needed. We'll watch those storms closely after noon, after the noon hour. All right. Bye. By the way, no lightning on the outro. We'll just leave it. You got enough lightning and thunder.